Hey everybody, you're looking live on tape from a gorgeous, not super early, but morning time here at Disney's Yacht Club. Today we're going to be taking part of Ale and Compass breakfast. I have eaten here for dinner, be my first time for breakfast, really looking forward to it. Hopefully get some great food, which I'm sure we will. Prices anywhere from $20 to $25 for entrees. They do have a buffet component, which sounds pretty interesting. Probably lean into that. You know, I likes to eat, so hopefully try a big variety of stuff. Give you my thoughts on this. It's kind of overcast today. It's been raining all week, so woke up early this morning and decided, hey, why not? Ale and Compass. Thanks for joining me. Glad you did. Let's get to it. Now, before we get into the restaurant itself, I kind of wanted to take a minute and give you an idea of all the offerings they have here at Ale and Compass for breakfast. Starting at the top, it'll list all your entrees, which are pretty darn good selection. You can do this by meal period at the top of each menu. You can go breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Most of your Disney restaurants, the lunch and dinner, if not the same, are very similar. But what stood out to me with Ale and Compass is just the amount of variety that they do offer. Everything from all the breakfast entrees to the bounty of kids' choices, the premium coffee selection, wine, alcohol, all your breakfast juices. They do have your brunch greatest hits, Bloody Marys, mimosas, etc., even desserts. They also have a great array of allergy-free offerings that are even different than the main menu. All right, so I did decide for the buffet, which was $23. It does come with one entree. For that, I got the crab cakes Benedict, but this is the first plate I got. This is cheddar biscuits and gravy. I got a butter croissant, some fruit, and granola. Michelle also got parfait and a warm cinnamon roll. I kind of want to save that cinnamon roll for dessert, but I didn't really understand like why you would not get the buffet, because the crabs Benedict on its own was $19, and to add the buffet was basically $4. So why not? Looks really good. I'm going to get into this and tell you what we think. So Michelle brings up a good point for the value lean on this. So as we mentioned, it was $2 or $3 or $4 more expensive to get the buffet, but the drinks, like the coffee, Michelle got a juice, I got a coffee. Those are $4 each, and the buffet includes your choice of beverage. Excuse me. So at that point, it really makes absolutely no sense to get the buffet. I'm into my second round of biscuits and gravy. That's how good they are, and I'm a bit of a connoisseur. They're not quite as good as Mom's, but pretty darn tasty. All right. Well, here's the main event. I went with the crab cakes Benedict with some hollandaise, arugula, looks like some chives on top, and some skillet potatoes. Michelle went with an epic looking shrimp and grits with corn, looks like chorizo, maybe even sour cream or something on top. It looks really good. Shrimp look really big and fresh.
I'm somewhat of a shrimp and grits.
Michelle is somewhat of a shrimp and grits snob, so this will be interesting, but looks fantastic. We'll dive into this and tell you what we think. Just wrapped up, getting the coffee to go, getting ready to head on. But you've seen my dining reviews. I like to take a pause for reflection, kind of get my head together, my thoughts together before I give you my full breakdown and score. But spoiler alert, it was awesome. So give me a couple of minutes to walk around. We'll probably hit the gift shop, walk off some of this. I ate way too much. I mean, I am absolutely stuffed. So give me a couple minutes. We'll meet back here. I'll give you my full thoughts on Ale and Compass breakfast here at Disney's Yacht Club Resort. All right, got a few steps in, walked down to the beach club, checked it out, gift shop, nothing new to report. But on to bigger, better things. The Ale and Compass breakfast review. Wow. Best breakfast on property, maybe best meal on property. Without getting into the details, I'm just going to tell you the score is a 9.0. That is the highest score I've ever given in any dining review. It was from beginning to end a perfectly cooked meal. The poached eggs were perfect, and then if you remember when I was showing you Michelle's shrimp and grits dish, I thought it was sour cream. It was actually a perfectly poached egg, which added a ton of flavor to the shrimp and grits. Shrimp cooked perfectly, seasoned perfectly, a little bit of heat but not too much, definitely not shy on the spicy. As you know, in the past I always kind of banged Disney for not a whole lot of big flavor, but that dish was packed full of flavor. My dish again, the crab's cake Benedict, flawless. Crab cakes were full of crab meat, it wasn't just breading. The hollandaise, while it had a good lemon taste, it wasn't punch you in the face lemon, which I think some other hollandaise I've had in my life seems to way skew toward the citrus acid aspect of that sauce. But the arugula complemented everything perfectly. The skillet potatoes, the home fries on the side were great. I just didn't eat a whole lot of them because I didn't want to fill up on potatoes because the proteins were so damn good. Wow. Highly recommend. Can't really beat the value as well. That breakfast was about half the price of Ohana, and whilst you don't get your character interaction, I'm okay with that. I'm grown and I don't need to see Lilo and Stitch, and I get it. If you have kids that love Lilo and Stitch, Ohana might be a better choice for you. But the food quality here is, I will put it up against anything I've had on Disney property, period. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, it's that good. Yacht Club's pretty easy to get in and out of, pretty easy to get to from any of the parks, obviously by bus. It's not an out of the way hike to get to it. I am just really, really blown away by the quality of the food. The service, our servers was a cast member named Kenny. Fantastic job by him, leading us through recommendations. He actually recommended the shrimp and grits to Michelle, which she said is the best shrimp and grits she's ever had. I've seen witness to Michelle eat probably 30 different variations on shrimp and grits, and for her to tell me that's the best she's ever had in her life, that's very, very tall. But everything, dining room atmosphere is kind of subdued. Wasn't very loud in there. It was kind of, I wouldn't say elegant, but definitely a little more than casual. I would say semi-formal. I didn't see any tank tops or flip-flops or anything like that going on. It was mainly an older crowd, which makes sense. The time of day we were dining there, a lot of little ones are already at the parks for sure. But again, overall a 9.0, highest score I've ever given in any dining review. Disney's Ale and Compass breakfast at Disney's Yacht Club. Highly, highly recommend if you do get the chance to head out this way. Make it a destination. Grab that reservation because you're going to be so thankful you did, because the quality of the food for the price is just amazing. Well, thanks for joining me, and glad you did. If you liked what you saw today, make sure you hit like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you hated what you saw today, just be jealous because you didn't get to eat breakfast with us, because that was a truly memorable meal. As always, folks, keep the parks clean.